Hi, thanks for joining us for Everyday Woman. Today we're here with relationships experts, Charles and Charlie. We're going to be talking about why people get played in their relationships, which is something that we always want to know. So tell us, what's the deal?
You want to talk about why women get played in relationships?
Yeah, we want to know what's going on.
You got to take this one, please.
Right. So there's a common misconception that in order to get played, you have to be stupid, you're not paying attention. Smart, successful women get played all the time, right? And it's usually because the guy that they're involved with has some plausible excuse for why he's treating her so poorly. But at the same time, he ends up addressing one of her critical needs. Maybe it's sexual, financial, emotional, and because that need is being met, the rest of his behavior is loud. So she sees past all the red flags and all the nonsense, and as long as that need gets met, as a result, her self-esteem takes constant hits because he's not addressing all the other things she needs in a relationship, right?
Right.
So, but that real need is being met. He ends up realizing that the woman she is has changed. You know, you're so clingy, and he doesn't understand why. So he leaves, and he takes her entire self-esteem with him.
Absolutely.
You know?
So, and that is so perfect. And what I would say is, you know what? Give a few tips on how not to get played.
Right.
One is you got to know what you bring to the table.
Definitely.
When you get really clear about what you bring to the table, you'll be able to figure out with yourself where your weak spots are, and you can fix them. Whatever it is, if you say, okay, I know this is about me, I'm a little bit insecure over here, then do what it takes to become a little bit more confident, and then lead with that. Because a lot of times women are leading with that hope so that they go for that one piece or two pieces that's getting fulfilled, even though all the rest is a mess.
Right.
And if you lead with clarity and commitment about what it is that you're really looking for, knowing what you bring to the table, then it's much easier to be curious about how does this guy actually fit or relate or conflict with what I want. Then you're not going to get played because you're going to see all those little things, and your eyebrow will be twitching when he says something. You'll go, what was that? Well, you'll notice.
You're bringing up an important point, right? I mean, you don't want to ignore those kind of red flags. People kind of reveal themselves slowly over time.
Well, what are some of the red flags, if you don't mind mentioning?
One of the most common of which is how he treats people besides you in your presence. So,
very important.
Definitely.
Yes.
If he's out at a restaurant with you, and he's treating the waiter or the waitress like crap, that's a big red flag. People in the service industry are doing you a favor, not the other way around.
Right.
You need to treat them with respect.
And how important is the mother kind of relationship dynamic? Because I hear a lot of times that the way guys treat their mothers is a big indicator as to how they're going to treat their wife or girlfriend.
Not always.
Not always? Really?
Not always. Well, because they'll be on their best behavior with their folks or with their sister or whatever, but then they end up treating the woman in their life completely different.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I think what it is really assessing what the relationship is and what they've done with it. Because sometimes, you know, you have a difficult mother.
Right.
If that's the case, well, let's see, how does he actually look at it? What does he think? If he's got a good sense about it, then that tells you some really wonderful things, even if he doesn't get along great with his mother.
Right.
And I tell you what, if you're getting red flags in your head and you think that something is wrong, that's not you being crazy. That's your subconscious telling you that something needs to change.
Your intuition.
Yes.
So we have to trust our intuition.
Trust your gut.
Absolutely.
Trust your gut.
That's one of our biggest problems as women, though. Why is that, do you think? Like, I mean, in relationships, it's like, we'll feel it, but then we don't go with it.
Yeah, well, we've got the superpower, but again, when we're leading with commitment to what we want, we'll follow it. When we're not and we get caught up in what we hope is happening, so we don't really listen and we rationalize things away, well, then we are just taking a skill that we have and we're going, putting it on the shelf.
Yeah, so that value is definitely important.
Oh, definitely.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, guys. We'll be right back. And if you have any more questions, visit us at everydaywoman.com.